Hey guys, it's Miss G back with Chapter 2, the writing process. So step 1 is pre-writing, right? Coming up with that pre-write plan, right? So start by generating some ideas, do a free write, even like talk to somebody about what your topic is before you dive right in and start writing about it. So free writing technique number 1, writing without concern for grammar, punctuations, mechanics, just simply thinking about things through your writing, jotting down ideas, making a list, right? So go ahead, take out a sheet of paper on your computer right there, and you can pause the video. I'll be here. All right, did you get a piece of paper? Good. So your challenge is to write for 10 minutes. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about grammar. Don't mind anything. Just start writing. On your marks, get set, go. All right, so hopefully you took some time to write what ideas came up. Consider that. Technique number 2 is questioning. Through this approach, ideas are generated by posing the basic reporter's questions. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. All right, so your turn, right? Practice this. And you feel free to pause me, but choose a subject and ask these questions just like a reporter would if you're writing a report, right? So if the example was World War I, right, could you answer these questions? Who was involved? What was at stake, right? Where was it fought? When was it? Why did the U.S. get involved? And how was it fought? How, right? So just take some time to answer those questions. Technique number 3, making a list. So brainstorm, collect ideas related to your subject. Don't try to sort them or censor your list. Just write down the ideas that come to you. All right. So consider a different subject than your questioning pre-write and list as many ideas as you can about it. So technique number 4 is clustering. Uses lines, boxes, arrows to show the relationship between a theme's ideas. This approach is a good way to map out supporting relationships under a given theme. So your turn, let's practice. Choose yet a different theme and cluster out ideas. Your marks, get set, go. Technique number 5, preparing a scratch outline. So an informal outline, right? This pre-write plan is a fine complement to the 4 prior pre-writing techniques. So the outline allows a writer to see gaps in their thinking and lends well to guiding a writer to create a coherent and unified final essay. So your turn. Consider the thinking you have done through any of the previous pre-writing. Create a scratch outline of your work thus far and go. All right, so step 2, writing a draft. A first draft is typically an informal extension of your pre-write. Grammar, punctuation, and mechanics aren't super important at this point. This step just has you drafting out your essay, writing it out. Before you start worrying about perfect format and perfect grammars, it just lets you get your ideas out. Then step 3 is revising, right? You are rewriting essentially, right? No good writer just stops at the first draft, right? He goes back or she goes back, they revise and edit, they fix sentences, they think through the ideas more thoroughly, and they correct awkward sentences, right? And this isn't something you do just once. You need to do it multiple times, several revisions for a good essay. So here are some revision tips. Set your first draft aside for a day or two, right? So take a day between your revision experiences, right? Read to yourself aloud. Like I said in the last video, Microsoft Office has an option where it will read your paper to you, or have a roommate or a family member or your neighbor, somebody read to you, or a classmate read your paper to you, and that helps you hear the awkward sentences. Comment on your text, write in the margins, between the lines, create an in-text discourse that pushes the guides of your thinking. And then step 4, editing. This step is where a writer must catch all of those errors in grammar, punctuation, and mechanics. So it's ultimately your responsibility to polish your own text, but a successful writer will tell you that trusted readers are necessary. So that means finding somebody that you trust to read your essay and help you with the editing. All right, and that is it for chapter 2, guys. See you in the next one.